Alright, hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Ivey.forge and Homestead here. Alright, so we are actually going to be overhauling a lawnmower. Alright, and I am going to go ahead and throw out too that I am not a small engine mechanic. Okay, so there's probably some stuff that should be done to this, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to take the motor off of the lawnmower just to make it a little easier to go through, get it all cleaned out. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Gladys was mowing the yard. It needed to have gasoline put in the engine. Okay, gas does not go into oil. Oil does not go into gas, but the oil, the engine did not need oil. Okay, she was actually looking for gasoline. Actually ended up grabbing oil, put it into the gas tank. Okay, it is what it is. I'm not going to get upset at her. I know the stuff that she goes through on a daily basis, and we're just going to fix it. I just want one safety note. Anytime that you are going to be working on any type of engine, this I do know is always disconnect your spark plug, because if for whatever reason this thing was to get going, because I do have fuel in here and oil, right? Obviously the engine's not going to start because she already tried to start it, but until I get anything that's combustible out of the way of this, I'm going to disconnect this. That way there's no spark, nothing can blow up into my face. Alright, so always disconnect your spark plug. did was take off the spring, and that is for the throttle, and then I disconnected the cable for the throttle. Is this something that I probably need to do? No, but I want to get this off. For one, I need to sharpen the blade anyway. Two, I want to be able to get this completely drained out really good, cleaned up really good. I'm probably going to have to clean the carburetor really good because, like I said, she did try to start it with gas and oil mixed together. So the bowl of the carburetor, so I'm going to have to take that off as well. And it's just, to me, it's just easier. So right now I have the lawnmower sitting up on my woodworking bench. That's not cool either. So. Remember, I did say I'm not a small engine mechanic. This is actually the first time I've ever done this, so yeah. I didn't think that this would just fall off, but it did. Yeah. Alright. Get this outside. Alright, so at this point of the game, so obviously we're not sponsored by this lawnmower, but this does have the Briggs Stratton. This is the 675 EXI, and one of the big features of this engine, right, is that it never needs an oil change. The biggest thing for that is you just add oil as it's required. So you check it, and that's one of the things that Gladys knew, that you have to check the oil before you use the lawnmower. So that's all I've ever said, is you just put gas in it, you check the oil, add oil if needed. She just put the gas and the oil in the wrong spots. So, yeah. That's why we're doing this. But that's okay. Still love you, baby. Let's get a close-up. You guys can see how much fluid. So the holes are over here. The fluid comes all the way up. So alright, well, you've been tipping and turning and doing all that, and So, dried off the dipstick, re-dipped it. So yeah, it has a lot of fluid. So we'll get it cleaned up. So this does not, this engine does not have a port for emptying said oil. Okay, out of the crankcase. This thing actually fits really well into the holes on our bench. So, to empty out said oil that is coming out of the carburetor, is you're just going to have to tip it out of here. But I don't know how far apart I want to take this, because then I'd have to get new gaskets and new, stuff to put in here. So I do want to, at a bare minimum, take the carburetor off. That way I can get that cleaned. I may need to get a carburetor kit to put it back together, or at least get it off. That way I can just flush it out. Not necessarily take it apart, but just get it flushed out really good. Get all the oil out of here, let it drain. And I do have a way of disposing of all this fluid at my work, so don't worry about that. It's not going to a landfill, or at least not from us going to a landfill. Off. Gotta figure it out. Alright, and I got some carburetor cleaner that I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up really good. And while that's off, we'll get this engine cleaned out really good. Dialed up pretty good. So I'm definitely gonna get a new spark plug, which I don't have currently. Alright guys, so we're actually gonna be outside, and I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now for any type of wind noise. We do got a little bit of breeze going. Got some planes going. Obviously, we live next to the freeway, and I have a neighbor cutting the grass. But hey, it is what it is. We're gonna live with it. So, carburetor, got stuff dripping out the bottom. This is oil and gas. I did open this up, so you got the little Allen to open up your float down the bottom. And I did pour out majority of that into the little container that I'm putting the used oil and gasoline in. That way I can get it taken up to work. But we still need to spray this out and get it cleaned up. Alright. So I just got me some good old carburetor cleaner. And use PPE. So I'm going to go grab my glasses. Use gloves, anything that the bottle tells you to use it. I don't always, but I'm gonna at least go grab some glasses. Alright, got my glasses. There you go. And we're just gonna get this sprayed out. so I think I'm gonna possibly call that one good. So we'll see. Let's go put this thing back together. Make sure your O-ring's still there for your make sure your O-ring's still there for your carburetor. And then you get all of these little wire doodads reconnected in the right spot. Mosquitoes are following me everywhere. They're eating me up. Alright, so here we go, guys. Actually, day 2. As you see, I'm actually in a different shirt. But this is actually about 3 days later. I had to go get the supplies. And, yeah. So, let's get this thing put back together. Stuff gets moved around and my bolts get moved around. I do that all the time. Alright, so this is a spark plug that I took out. I don't know if it'll focus. This is a spark plug recommended to put back in. Notice the difference? Huh. I'm still gonna see if it works. Because that Champion spark plug's not original. I don't remember putting that spark plug in there. Because I've had this mower since it was brand new. I'm only going to add a little bit for right now. See if this thing will fire up. Everything's done. Last step, reconnect your spark plug. Fires up. I don't have the blade on it yet, so I don't want it to run too long. Alright. Reconnect your spark plug. Alright, so let's fire it up. So hey, there we go. It fired up. It's gonna smoke a little bit because I do believe that there's still gonna be, you know, residual fuel, oil mixture, right? You can't clean it all out, but that's cool. Hey, at least fired up. So I still need to sharpen the blade, get that going, get the air filter on there, get all the other little safety covers put on. But I'm gonna call this one good. So, and if you guys want to check out how I sharpen the blade and how you test it to be true, balanced and everything, alright, then go check out the other video that I'm gonna have coming out after this one. Alright, we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye bye now.